Live? Yes, live. Late again.
Just barely.
Well, okay. I was going on a killing spree. That's my excuse.
Southern fruit flies.
I don't know where they came from, but yeah, we have fruit flies downstairs, and my eyes go red, and I've got like my rolled up magazine, and as soon as I see one, I smack it. I killed like 5.
Good job.
So.
Well, we built a lot of Lego sets in the past year and 4 months, I think, is about when we started doing the Lego streams.
There's an echo.
That's weird. It's probably the camera.
It says, are we in a cave? Is there an echo? So much echo. Alright, we'll work on that.
Okay, that's good.
Did we fix it?
I think so. The cam link, our camera, was being weird, and I had to remove it and put it back in, and then it started working. So then I forgot to mute it, but
Alright.
okay, cool. So yeah, this may be the greatest Lego set we've ever built here. It's a custom set. Shout out to Scout the Trooper on Twitter, who designed this, sent me the instructions for it, and introduced me to the brave new world of Bricklink, which, these are all, a lot of the custom sets we've built have all been 3D printed, but Bricklink is this thing where I was able to upload Scout's instructions, and then it told me what pieces I need, and then it got all those pieces, and they're all official, they say Lego on them. So this is an actual Lego set designed by Scout the Trooper, and it's Biggs, and it's the best thing I've ever seen. So it's I'm very excited to do this.
I want to see the piece with the mustache on it. And first of all, I'm upset that that's not a sticker.
I saw someone, I think it was Daniel S., say that it would be the most important sticker of your life, but yeah, there's a...
It's not even a sticker. Well, you guys can't see that. It's printed right on the brick.
I gotta find out what this is from. I mean, I'm sure it's another Brickhead, but... because it was labeled as mustache piece.
Yeah.
So some brick, maybe a Tony Stark Brickhead. I could see that. Anyway, I'm gonna get building. This probably won't take that long, and then when it's done, we'll dive back into the probe droid. But I was I'm wasting no time. There was even I didn't even plan that little gap there, but there's a perfect spot for it on the shrine. Let's go.
Spot. Hope everyone is doing well. Thanks for tuning in to the chat. You may notice, even though Pride Month is over, Pride Month can be every month from now on. I think we can all agree on that. We have started a new Patreon reward that is basically a certain level of Patreon. You guys are going to be sponsoring our live streams.
Jedi Master and above.
Jedi Master and above levels. And I think there's a link to our Patreon in the description. So everyone's names that are going to be listed in the slideshow, and we'll have a ticker with all their names in all of our future live streams. Those are our Jedi Masters and above level patrons. They are sponsoring all of our live shows, and we have a specific one sponsoring today's live stream.
We were just every stream will have its own sponsor.
Yeah, every stream we do from here on out, we're gonna do one person at a time and give them a shout out for sponsoring that specific stream. So today's stream is sponsored by Jake Pickering. So
thanks, Jake.
Thank you, Jake, for being our patron.
This is the way
this is
Lego,
the way.
yeah, this is Lego as God intended it. You just dump the pieces out. There's no bags. You just got to go searching. But there's not that many pieces, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, I don't know if I would like having a set where the instructions are on my phone, but I do have that. We got another one of those BD1 custom sets, and I think that one is only on the phone.
Yes.
Or I guess if I build it in front of my computer, I can look at my computer.
Yes.
But lots of our regulars here in the chat. Oh, let me scroll up. Stuart Lugston, got Rain Man, Hitman Hudson, Mr. Doctor, Artie Films, Jane Dalton, Doomslayer 420, Harrison Alexander, Daniel S. What's up, mods? Floof is my new shortened way of saying that longer name. Sleep of Giants. What's up, everyone? I feel like it's been a long time since the last LEGO stream, but it's been exactly a week.
Yep. Well, you've been sick, so
I have kind of been sick.
it probably feels longer to you.
Yeah. Not like I have a cold sick or not like COVID sick, but like I've just had really bad heartburn for like a week straight. But hey, welcome to your 30s. Let's go ahead and get into some super chats, because I know we've got a couple already. Oh yeah, we've got quite a few to start off the stream with. Oh, hi Hilo. Ooh, real quick, story time. We tried to take Hilo to the vet today. He was not having it. He just... Well, I wasn't there, but...
He was just too nervous, and like, it's his yearly checkup, and he hasn't been to the vet, and we took him for something like 6 months ago, but still, I guess he just was going nuts, and like, not like being aggressive or anything, but he wouldn't sit still enough for them to update his rabies shot or do anything. So they're like, we can't do anything with him, so they had to give me some sedatives to give him next week, and we're rescheduling him so he can like be chill. But yeah, he just didn't want to go to the vet.
Poor guy. But so we did that, and you walked him, so he should be extra tired.
Yeah, we'll see.
Today. Our first super chat, you should know what it is already. It's from Lawrence Fletcher. Name the Chiss ruling families.
Those are Bodil, Chaff, Klar, Dasklo, Arizi, Myth, Abik, Plick, and Ufsa.
All right.
I did it.
I think he's got it down.
I think I got it now.
So Lawrence, if you're in the chat now, or if you are watching this later, he might need a new question. I think he's got that one down.
I did not refresh my memory. I'm good to go.
Hitman Hudson, thank you so much for the super chat. I want to apologize for my request to name my next KOTOR character after Molly was weird. Also, who would win in a fight, R2-D2 or Chopper? You can name whatever you want after me. Just send me a picture. Who would win in a fight, R2-D2 or Chopper? Oh man.
I think Chopper.
You think so?
I think R2 is a man of honor. I'm going like by Game of Thrones rules.
Uh-huh.
And like...
They're both pretty surly.
They're surly, but Chopper is more ruthless. Like, I see R2-D2 as the Ned Stark in this scenario.
Yeah.
R2-D2 can be violent when he has to, but Chopper is violent when he wants to be.
That's true. Yeah, Daniel S. said, look at Chopper's kill count.
Uh-huh.
That's true. I mean, we don't know how many people exactly R2 has killed.
I mean, he helped Luke destroy a Death Star, so that's a pretty big kill count. Oh wait, no, I guess he was there, but his head was blown off, so I don't know how complicit he is in that.
Yeah, I guess I have to agree. Chopper would probably win in a fight, but R2 would go down swinging. Or zapping.
Yeah.
They'd just be zapping each other. A couple people are asking about this specific set. We went over it when the stream just started, but it is not an official set. They are official Lego pieces. There's details in the description on what this set is exactly. Basically, someone else put together the instructions. We ordered the parts from like 3 different places, I think.
It was all Bricklink. Again, like, this is a dangerous new thing that I know how to use now.
Yeah.
Which is pretty great. But yeah, Scout the Trooper designed this. It is fantastic. They're on Twitter. You can follow them there. I put a link to their Twitter in the description and a link to... now I can't remember what it was called. It's not Bricklink, but Scout has, like, a whole catalog of sets that they've designed. And you can buy the instructions for this set or many of their others. There's some Brickheads. There's like an Admiral Akbar one that looks really cool. A bunch of little ship minis. But yeah, really cool stuff. And they were kind enough to teach me how to use Bricklink so we could do this.
You look like you're like halfway done already.
Yeah, this is not going to be a long set. So we'll finish it, and then we'll go back to the probe droid, the boring probe droid. I mean, how can I? I know it's pretty great, but how can anything live up to this ever again? I should have saved this. It'd be the last Lego set I ever build, the greatest.
Build it on your deathbed.
Bring me my Brickhead.
Mark White, thank you for your super chat. What Cabin Scott unknown concept do you want to see more of? For me, it's Rian Johnson's Star Wars, The Days of the Mystical Nine.
Was that you that tweeted that to Cav? No. It's just like a thing that Cav put into the Rising Storm. So I said,
read that.
Yeah. I said on my review that Cavan is really, really good at just naming things that are nothing. Right now, the Days of the Mystical Nine are nothing. But yes, you're immediately like, what is that? I want to know what that is. Tell me that story. And,
oh yeah, Mark said it was them who tweeted it.
I saw that tweet. I thought that was funny. So yeah, it's just like one of those things where, I don't know, if a Star Wars writer down the line could be like, that sounds like fun. I'll make up something for that.
He's just planting little seeds.
Exactly. And one of them he's already following up on. Or, I mean, I guess he knew that he was going to. That Darth Krall character, the new Sith Lord, is... I can't remember what the name of the thing was. He won, like, the Battle of Wasted Years or something like that. I think that's what it was. And, and he helped tame the Nightmare Conjunction. Whatever that is.
Oh, wait. I think I did read this part.
Yeah.
Where he was dropping all these little tidbits.
Yeah. So, the Nightmare Conjunction is or Darth Krall is playing into the High Republic comics right now. A little bit.
I haven't finished Rising Storm yet, but I gotta say, the Days of the Mystical Nine does sound pretty dope.
Ooh.
I'll agree with you. And people have talked about the connection to the Visions story.
That's what I was just gonna say. I hadn't...
Way late to the game.
I hadn't heard of that. But yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool if he were... And that's what tomorrow's video is about, is that it sounds like Visions is not canon, which is fine. I even think that's a good thing. But I do wonder if in the future people will reference those stories in canon stories, and it'll be like, oh, well, is it canon? Or like, did this happen? I don't know.
It's
the Mystical
possible.
Nine would be really cool.
It's possible. I mean, yeah, unless those creators specifically wanted to keep them their own. Sure.
I didn't know I was so behind on everything, but...
I'm surprised you didn't see people talking about that.
I am not on Twitter as much as I used to be.
That's true. William Crisp, thank you for your super chat. So when are we getting Alex's spoiler video on the Rising Storm? Do you ever do complete spoiler videos on books?
Not really. I don't know. I feel a little weird just being like, here's what happened in this book.
Yeah, I mean, we've never really done that for books.
I will definitely talk about big events, or it's more just like when the book has just come out, I don't want to be like, and here's the cliff notes, and I don't know. I feel bad doing that.
Yeah, I haven't even finished it yet.
Right.
But
especially with like some of the stuff that happens in this book, and I don't want to get I don't want to be part of spoiling people.
Yeah. But you can talk about another thing that we're adding to Patreon.
Yeah, we're going to start doing a book club on our Patreon so that we can just discuss the book, and it will be like a spoiler full discussion. Maybe at some point, like for wave 1 of the High Republic, or at least the first couple books, the two of us sat down and discussed them on a I don't remember if it was on a stream or if we just talked about it, but we might do something like that again at some point. But yeah, I'm not going to just do like here's what happened in the Rising Storm. I do have some ideas for kind of like I did in Victory's Price, where that was a spoilery video, but it was more about like how it impacted me. So I'll probably do something like that. I have a bunch of ideas actually for that kind of thing, but nothing like a start to finish, here's what happened.
Yeah. Well, I'm very excited for our book club. I gotta finish the book before then, but I can do it. I'm halfway through. And no, I have not napped. I wanted to nap yesterday, but I didn't. It's not that the book is boring. It's hard. It's hard to read all day long. I don't have that ability like some people.
I read that book in 2 sittings.
I did read Light of the Jedi pretty quickly, but I feel like I started early enough in the day where it wasn't going to be like going into like dinner time when I was reading it.
Also, the New York Times bestseller list came out for the past week, and Rising Storm debuted at number 9, and Race to Crash Point Tower debuted at number 4 for middle grade. So nice. Good job, and congratulations to everyone. Mostly Kevin Scott and Daniel Jose Older.
Esteban Sanchez, thank you for the super chats. Trivia question: what 2 Mexican actors have prominent roles on the Disney era movies?
Diego Luna.
Diego Luna is the one that I was thinking of.
Oscar Isaac's Guatemalan.
Yeah, I don't want to say.
Did they say movies?
Disney era movies.
Because I don't know Pedro Pascal's nationality. He's Chilean.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't know who the other one is off the top of my head. But I know Diego Luna for sure.
Yeah, there's another one, and when I first read the question, I had it in my head, but...
Do you remember the character?
No. Is it Benicio del Toro?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Let me double check. No, he's Puerto Rican.
I don't know. I've been stumped.
Really? Lupita Nyong'o?
Really? What? Really? Huh. I did not know that.
Well, we're learning something
Yeah.
new. Yeah, born in Mexico City. She's
Cool.
Kenyan Mexican.
That's a good trivia question.
That is good. Oh, she's a daughter of a politician. Anyways, I could go on forever about stuff on Wikipedia. That is very cool. I love that, and I do remember when everyone was going on tour talking about Rogue One, Diego Luna kept bringing up like how excited his dad was to be able to sit down and like watch Star Wars in Spanish and like to support what Diego was doing, and they would talk together about just like their backgrounds and what Star Wars means to them. And he said it meant a lot to his dad to know that like people of Mexican descent could see him on the screen and say like, oh, I could be in a Star Wars someday. So
I remember seeing someone talking about it was just like him filming his dad's reaction to seeing Rogue One and just being so excited that like he was allowed to just keep his accent, and that sometimes that's not what happens.
yeah. Very cool. Joel Davis, thank you for the generous super chat. How would you feel about a Star Wars film that was pretty much perfect, but contradicted a whole bunch of book and comic canon material and made it irreconcilable?
That would be tough for me, I'll admit. Like, it would... It's just stuff that I notice. So, I remember, like, people even make fun of me sometimes for making a big deal out of the Poe being a spice runner thing. And I'm just like, yeah, I know that can be reconciled, but it still was just like, why did it happen in the first place? And it bugged me. So, I don't know, as long as it made me, like, you know, excited and it hit me the way it's supposed to, then I could let it go. But it would have to overcome, those feelings of just like, well, there goes that book.
Well, first of all, I don't think they would put something out that took a bunch of stuff and just wiped it all away. Like,
but this is a hypothetical.
Hypothetically, for me, it would be fine.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on what pretty much perfect means, but if I loved it that much, I'd be fine with it. Like, let's say a book said that there were confirmed no other living species of Yoda's species, like none of them exist anymore. He's the only one, and then we get Grogu. I mean, that's fine with me.
Right. It depends on what the contradiction is, but I don't know. It really does depend. As a lore junkie and someone who reads everything, like, it, even though I can reconcile it and be like, it's fine, when it happens, I'm always like, like the Canon thing and the Bad Batch. That one wasn't a huge one for me, but still, sometimes it's just like, oh man, well, I'll get over that.
Yeah. Speaking of Grogu, thank you, Sleep of Giants, for the super chat. Farts in the chat for the Grogu lost to Hilo. So that's a two-part explanation. Farts in the chat is from my Twitch channel. One of my emojis is like a little green cloud, and instead of saying F's in the chat, I say farts in the chat. The Grogu lost to Hilo is a little plush Grogu that Hilo got a hold of. It was on my desk, but he can jump up and get just about anything that's right on my desk. So he jumped up there and got it and just...
Ripped it apart.
It was brutal. I put it on my Instagram stories, but I don't think it's there anymore. He just ripped it to shreds. And there was like stuffing everywhere. It was... Honestly, it was a little bit scarring for me to see that happen. But luckily I did already have one of those. I think 2 separate people had sent me one, and that was the most recent one I had, and I hadn't found a place for it yet. So, womp womp. Yeah, when your dog eats your child, it was so sad. And I am coming back to Twitch.
Obligatory.
Well, someone in the chat said RIP Molly's Twitch. That's just not true.
When are you coming back?
I can't say. Right now I'm dealing with health issues. I can do this, but like Twitch is like a whole nother time commitment. Jane Dalton, thanks for the super chat. Trivia: when in Star Wars, does Darth Vader's blade accidentally come out of the wrong side of his hilt? Huh. Just like the hilt is upside down and he's holding it. I assume he's not holding it and it like comes out the back.
I'm gonna guess.
It's got to be original trilogy.
I have a
right?
guess that I don't know. I'm just gonna throw it out that it's in Return of the Jedi after he's thrown it, and then he picks it back up and he's walking down the stairs and he reignites it. I'm gonna guess that's it. Just throwing it out.
I think you guessed right. They said in Return of the Jedi, when Vader throws his lightsaber at the catwalk, Luke is on in the throne room. The saber is coming out of the bottom of the hilt.
Oh, when he throws it. Okay. I was close, but not quite right.
Almost. Huh. Yeah. Back then, stuff like that could slide, but imagine if
I've never noticed it.
Imagine if something like that happened in a movie today. People would be furious. Be like, Richard Marquand isn't a Star Wars fan. He knows nothing. I like this account name, Count Druku. Thank you for the super chat. No Loki spoilers, but it got me thinking, what Star Wars character or characters would you like to see alternate versions of? What versions? I want to see a female Luke, since that was kind of George's original idea. That was like... Wasn't that his original idea? And then there's like concept art of a female Luke character. Mm-hmm. That would be my first choice.
I'd like to see the green version of Han Solo. Again, we're going with concept art stuff, but I always liked the green alien Han Solo. Who's the most... I'm trying to think of like a Star Wars version of Loki. Who's the most mischievous? I mean, there's always Darth Jar Jar that we could explore.
Yeah. Alternate version of Biggs that doesn't die.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
I'm almost done.
Almost done. It's adorable. It's so cute. His little mustache. It's so little.
Jump the gun a bit.
to think of what else. Alternate versions of.
I'm surprised you haven't said Grogu. Just a void full of Grogus.
Yeah, alternate version where Luke didn't kidnap him. And The Mandalorian is still on. It comes on every day. There's a new episode every day.
How did I do this?
Ooh, I like this from Stuart. One where Vader didn't lose his limbs and wasn't put into the suit.
Yeah.
So we could potentially see just like what Vader could have been had he not, had to wear the suit. That would have been weird.
There we go.
All the alternate versions from Force Unleashed Dark Side endings.
Yeah, there's Dark Side Luke, and there's just all the various Galen Merricks that are out there. Where he basically just goes around and kills everybody.
Yeah. What if Kylo killed Rey on Kef Bir? That would be a bummer. Everyone is an Ewok. Yeah. I like that one too.
How did I do this? Like, still. Where does this go? This looks great.
You messed up even Biggs. Are you sure it's not an extra piece?
Oh, I see it. Whew. That was an easy fix.
Show the class.
Look at him.
He's so cute. Oh, look at his little eyeballs and his little mustache. He's ready to go on an adventure.
Just pop him there. Boom.
I'm gonna put him at a slight angle so that there's not so much of a glare.
All right. Thank you, Scout the Trooper.
Hold on, hold it up and I'll tweet a picture of it.
Okay. Get my shirt.
Face the light a little bit more. So cute. That looks like a school picture of you just like
So proud.
with this Lego thing that it's like a security blanket. You take it everywhere you go.
I might. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled probe droid.
I do absolutely love all of his little like custom brickheads.
Mm-hmm.
I want pretty much every single one that I see.
Yeah, so do check out Scout's store down in the description if you like Lego and building custom stuff, or if you've ever been like, I love those brickheads, but I wish Admiral Akbar had one. Now you can get it.
Yeah, and he's done High Republic characters.
I don't
too.
believe there are instructions for those.
Oh, okay.
So Scout is constantly designing, but then to make the instructions, I think is like a whole extra level. But Scout, I'll talk to you later. But I would absolutely build some High Republic brickheads, because the ones Scout even made a geode, which is
man, just a pile of bricks.
I mean, it's actually pretty detailed for what it could have been. I actually thought it looked pretty good. So we could just have like a High Republic brickhead day.
Does he design those using a program or
Yes.
okay? Because I was like, how do you even? My brain doesn't even calculate how to go about designing a Lego build.
Me neither.
Like, how did they do it back in the day?
With their brains, I guess. And their mind palaces.
No, not here. Not in
Not
this
on my
palace.
head.
Not in this house. But yeah, props to anyone who does custom builds, because that's insane. Brian Barrett, thank you for your super chat of 420. Yee. My friend thinks Maz is a Jawa, lol.
I've seen that theory thrown around.
I remember seeing that theory. The first time I saw that theory, I was like, ooh, I really like that theory. Because we don't know what Jawas look like under their cloaks. But then I was like, I don't think they live that long. Because she's supposed to be like over 1,000.
I mean, she has a collection of stuff, but that's kind of it. Like, I don't like the Jawa theory.
Yeah, I don't.
Not everything has to be something else.
Yeah, true.
Also, she doesn't have any glowy eyes.
What if they only have the glowy eyes when they have their cloaks on?
They only have glowy eyes when you shine a light on the top of their head, like the action figures.
I didn't know that. Is that?
I'll have to dig out my Jawa action figures, but yes, that's a thing.
Aww.
They had like a little, like, translucent yellow hole in the top of their head that was connected to their eyes.
Couldn't go
So
the
if
extra mile to put a battery in there.
I guess this was less expensive. I mean, the action figures were only like $5.
Yeah. See, back then you had to make your own fun. So they're like, here's this action figure. Hope you have a flashlight.
I did.
Hope you're a Boy Scout and have a flashlight.
I'm always prepared.
Floof, thanks for the super chat. Name the Twilight Jedi Maul killed in Clone Wars Season 5, Episode 1.
Oh, that's not who I thought you were going to go with.
Did we just watch this? Or...
We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
But...
So I was going to say, we are still doing our rewatch. We just haven't watched it in a while.
Well, we're on season 5, but that first episode, it comes later, like chronologically later in the season. So, oh, excuse me, Hilo. But all I remember him killing, I remember Maul killing Adi Gallia in that episode. Not a Twi'lek, but if he killed
Wait,
another
Maul
one.
kills Adi Gallia?
Oh no, Savage does.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, because he like... I don't remember. It's been a while since we've seen that episode, and we got out of our rhythm.
Does Finn Erte ring a bell?
Sure.
That's two people so far in chat said that name, so...
Works for me.
He kills the Twi'lek during the opening narration, not in the episode itself.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's
Nice deep cut.
that is a pretty deep cut.
If I remember right, I think the narration says something like, Maul, still being a meanie throughout the galaxy.
Still being a jerk. Let's see. Gabrielle Parent Nadan. I hope I said that right. If not, I am so sorry. Hey guys, I hope you're all well. Thanks for the super chat. I'm really into Star Wars books. Thanks, High Republic. If you could write any Star Wars novel, what would it be? Ooh. I am not good at writing.
Me neither.
I'm just
Like
gonna
that's.
throw that out there.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
I can write something if I have to, but it's not going to be a good story.
I always do the same thing, kind of throw out the whole, like, I'm not a writer. I would probably not write a very good story. But if I could will something into existence, I would probably want to write the inevitable Rogue Squadron tie-in book, whatever that's going to be. But no,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to take that from Michael Stackpole. I'd rather him do it.
See, that's the problem.
I'll write the foreword to Michael Stackpole's Rogue Squadron novel.
I feel like whatever I write would be just like a it'd be like a passion project, but it wouldn't be something that I myself would want to read because by the time I'm done writing it, like it's all out there. It wouldn't be fun for me to go back through and read it and experience it all, like finished and like.
That's a good point.
As a story in a whole. But I will say the first thing that popped into my head was a Jar Jar book.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I want to write about his life before he got banished from Oto Gunga. What he was doing, what his life was like before he met a Jedi.
He was having a brisky morning munchin'.
Well, yes, that morning he was. But I just think that would be kind of fun to write. You could tell Jar Jar's story up until that one
fateful afternoon.
Yes.
What is this piece? I'm supposed to find a piece and I don't see it, and I don't think I've ever seen this piece before.
I'll say too, like, if I were a really good writer and I could write anything I would want to write a Ben Solo story. Even if it's like a short story, because it would be a little bit about him growing up, nothing too detailed, but a little bit about him growing up, mostly about him training under Luke and like the other students, even though like they kind of covered this in the comics, but like I would want to go further in depth on Ben Solo himself and what his life was like growing up with those parents,
That comic was only 4 issues anyway, so
yeah,
there's plenty more story to tell.
Oh yeah, Ben Solo was, someone in chat said Ben Solo was underwritten. Yeah, I agree. Although it could also just be that like the character is so beloved at this point that like people are just clamoring to know more about their lives. Because you could say all the characters of the original trilogy were underwritten at the time.
Yeah, we are spoiled.
We certainly are. Yeah.
Alright, just gonna go one by one through all these pieces until I find this thing that I need that
K-May, thanks for the super chat. Good afternoon, guys. Pancakes or waffles for life?
Waffles.
See, I used to be a pancake girl, but now I think I'd say waffles. Only because waffles can get a little bit of a crisp to them. I don't like a giant Belgian waffle. My preferred waffle is a Waffle House waffle done, well done.
Yeah. Not well done, but yes, I like a Waffle House waffle.
I like a little bit of crunch, like on the outsides. This reminds me too, did we put on the Patreon to do a non-Star Wars Q&A?
Yeah.
Which tier is that?
I don't remember.
On one of the already existing Patreon tiers, we have on there that we're gonna do a completely non-Star Wars related Q&A, and I'm excited to do that because we can get questions like this and talk about what's better, waffles or pancakes.
Waffles. A Waffle House waffle.
They both have pros and cons. The one thing that does make a waffle slightly better is all the little holes. You can fill the holes with syrup. You can put berries in them. You can put whatever you want in there.
I have no idea what I'm building right now.
I don't either.
That
looks like a leg.
I think it's... Oh, yeah, you're probably right. Yep, that makes sense.
It's missing all of its legs right now.
Hey, and now it goes on, and it's a leg.
Dan23, thanks for the super chat. Canon, did anything happen to Grievous after episode 3?
No. He's got a bit of a legacy in, I think his name is Commander Carbon, who is like he kind of has some Grievous parts to him. He's like a Mon Calamari cyborg that has like Grievous arms and legs. It's very bizarre. It was in the Darth Vader comics.
Well, Grievous was killed in episode 3.
Right, but I'm like, it's not Grievous, but he has a bit of a legacy.
Oh,
That's the closest I could say to Grievous having anything else going on. Oh, that song wrong.
I remember when they started coming out with comics about characters like Mace Windu, and I was really hoping that they would come out with one about Grievous, specifically about when he was still a Kaleesh. I mean, he still was a Kaleesh, but like before he became mostly cyborg,
right?
And just kind of like documenting his life slowly turning into who he was in episode 3.
There is a Legends version of that story, but yeah, I would like to see it in canon as well, especially because they changed kind of how he becomes a cyborg and everything. It was voluntary in canon and involuntary in Legends.
Interesting. Star Wars 345 Paper, thanks for the super chat. I don't have a message, just sending money to some of my favorite creators. Hope you have a good one, and sad I can't watch the rest. Cheers. Oh,
thanks.
you.
Hope you're still here for the thank you at least.
Yeah. And we got... Ooh, okay. This one will help me study, too. A new question from Lawrence Fletcher. Thank you, Lawrence, for another super chat. New question. Name all of Red Squadron at Yavin.
Garvin Drace, Wedge Antilles, Biggs Darklighter. Why does this one? John Bannon, Luke Skywalker.
John Bannon?
Bannon or Brannon?
You tell me.
I think it's Bannon.
Mr. Explain.
Well, you can chime in, Mrs. Explain. John Bannon, Brannon. I think it's Bannon. Luke Skywalker, Jack Porkins, Harb Binley, and then Nazo Natan is in there somewhere. I think he's...
Do they all have canon names?
A lot of them do, but not all of them. Like, I don't think Red 10 has a name. He probably does, but I think those are all the ones I can name right now.
Yeah, I don't know the rest. Well, those are most of them.
Most of them, not all of them.
And
but
like I said, like as I've been doing Schmodown studying, like I don't know that all of them have canon names, but
some of them, like Harb Binley, is a canon name. He had a Red 7 had a different name in Legends.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think everyone on the list has a canon name.
Oh, someone asked when our next Schmodowns are. We don't know.
No idea.
No idea.
Probably in about 2 weeks, and we'll be told tomorrow.
Batman is my dad. Thank you for your super chat. What's more badass, Porter riding a spaceship or Elzar riding a dragon?
I like the spaceship.
Wait, do those...
You're not there yet.
I'm not there yet. Spoilers. I mean, I'm not surprised, but... I mean, Porter doing anything, I want to say, is more badass, but Elzar riding a dragon just sounds like a romance novel cover.
I mean, well, it's over there, but you can actually see Elzar on the dragon and on the cover of The Rising Storm.
Ooh.
But I like Porter. Like, I don't want to get into spoilers. It's not like a huge thing, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
prefer Porter. But both are very cool.
Guiguio, thanks for your super chat. We are seeing a lot more legend material references in new content lately. Do you feel the same way, or has it always been that way with new canon?
I mean, I think it's always been that way in the books and the comics. And now we're getting more of it in the live action stuff. So, a little bit of a yes and no there, but no, I wouldn't say it's always been to this extent, this prevalent, or even like in animation. We'd get a handful, like Thrawn obviously was a big one, but like if you read the books, constant references to legends are in there.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm used to it, but obviously like people hearing Thrawn's name in live action for the first time, I got it. That's a big deal.
I am not a good test for this because I don't know as much about legends, so I can't point it out when I see it, kind of thing. Like I'll read something and I'll be like, oh, cool. And it'll just, if it's legends, it just goes right over my head. But I do love that some creators choose to put little bits and pieces of legends in their stories, and some don't. Even if they do like legends, it just all depends on their story that they're wanting to tell. And
Cavan Scott put a lot in The Rise of Skywalker.
yeah, in The Rise of Skywalker,
The
really?
Rising Storm.
Scoops.
Not a lot of people know Cavan Scott wrote The Rise of Skywalker.
Madison Badger, thanks for the super chat. Love your content. Could you do a full canon update on the life of R2-D2? By the way, Chopper wouldn't stand a chance. Ooh.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
That'd be a long one.
That would be a lot. Yeah. To document R2's whole life, I mean, we don't even know. Well, what do we know prior to A New Hope? I mean, sorry, not A New Hope.
A New Hope?
What do we
Let
know?
me introduce you to the prequel trilogy.
What do we
The
know
Clone Wars.
prior to Episode 1?
Not much. He was on Naboo.
Except that he's an extraordinarily well-built little droid.
Yeah, I could do stuff like that. I mean, I probably should. Like, the canon timeline goes over so well. Like, doing that for specific characters would be fun. I've had it down on my list to do specific ones. I tend to like doing it when characters die. Like, I remember I did when Darth Maul died in Star Wars Rebels. I did one for him. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, they brought him back in Solo, and I was like, okay, now I gotta update that. But
Oh my.
but hopefully R2. That was Hilo.
Oh, I thought that was
yawning.
your stomach. Yeah, man, that would be a long story, especially if you wanted to talk about any of his significant arcs in Clone Wars.
Yeah, which I would.
Like when he had his own battle droid,
D-Squad.
mini army.
Can't forget D-Squad. Oh, you mean on Lola Sayu, yeah.
Yeah, where he like reprogrammed a couple, or when he saved / liberated all those droids from Death Watch.
Yeah.
He really is a hero. I used to say he was my favorite character because he is like the MVP of Star Wars, because without him, no one would get anything done.
Well, Mark Ellis of the Schmodown agrees with you, and shout out to him because it's his birthday today.
Oh, it is his birthday. Happy birthday, Mark. We should have sent him a bouquet of carrots. Doomslayer420, thanks to the super chat. I want to start reading Star Wars books for the first time since elementary school. Top 3 starting recommendations. Canon or Legends. I'm down for either.
I think reading Heir to the Empire is a really good idea right now. With Thrawn coming back to live action, or coming into live action, I just have to imagine they're going to take some inspiration from his original trilogy of books. So I would really recommend reading at least Heir to the Empire and seeing if you like that. Then do Light of the Jedi, just see, because that's like a whole new era of storytelling, and it's a good time to jump in now while it's still pretty fresh and you won't be that far behind. Only 2 novels. And Lost Stars, because everyone loves that one. Like, no one has ever read Lost Stars and been like, I'm mad I read that.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I love that book.
Those are good ones. I mean, I still haven't read Bloodline, but I really want to, and I know that that's an important story for Leia. Would you agree?
Yeah. I like Bloodline. I like anything Claudia Gray has done. It's always tough because, like, it depends on what you like about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't want to recommend everyone read Rogue Squadron, even though that's my favorite Star Wars book.
And
not everyone's going to love that.
And I don't want to tell everyone to read Phasma, even though it's definitely one of my top favorite Star Wars books, just because of how unique it is. Black Spire.
Black Spire's really good.
Is really good. If you want to, like, if you're ever planning to go to Galaxy's Edge, even if you're not, I would still say to read Black Spire. It's a super easy read, but it's so fun, and it just, like, really gives you, like, full immersiveness into the city of Black Spire.
Yeah.
Batu, whatever you want to call it.
Black Spire.
And it's just so much fun. And the characters in it are awesome. Although, not to harp on it too much, but if you want to really appreciate Archex, you go back to Phasma first. You read Phasma, and then you read Black Spire.
I do think Phasma, you should read that before reading Black Spire.
It's not a requirement, but...
You won't be lost, but I think it's worth it.
Black Barth, thanks for the super chat. If you could rewrite any part of the canonical Star Wars lore, what would you choose to, and how would it impact the setting overall? I would make Rey not a Palpatine.
I would just start, like, earlier in the sequel trilogy and maybe move it farther down the timeline.
Yeah?
Just
how come?
Because I think that when we bring in the legacy characters, that's when it really becomes, like, problematic to some people, where they're like, I don't like what they did with Luke or Han, or like...
So you don't want the legacy characters in the sequel trilogy at all? Because, I mean...
I'd be okay with
technically, they had to be in it to bridge the gap to really bring Star Wars back.
I think...
You have to agree. I mean, casual Star Wars fans learning about The Force Awakens and not knowing any of the characters in it, I don't think it would have gone over as well as it did.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of... I think that they brought in the legacy characters for financial reasons, like business decisions, and not for story purposes. I mean, I've said this before, that, like, I think a lot of the problems with the sequel trilogy are because they said they wanted to do the sequel trilogy to make... I mean, they were doing it to make money. to get their $4 billion back, not because I have a...
Zach Koss just jumped in the chat and said, hey, sweet bibbies.
Hey, Zach. But that's what they wanted. They wanted to make their money back. They didn't want to, like, tell a great sequel story. I mean, they wanted to, but they didn't have any idea what it was going to be.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't go that far. I would just make Rey not a Palpatine, but I guess that would have to spiral off and change the entire ending of episode 9, which fine. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. If it's just like one smaller change, then yes, I would agree with you there. Or you know what, even just having Ben Solo survive. Because I think that I would have swallowed The Rise of Skywalker a lot easier if that had happened, and then just see what does the rest of that movie look like.
Yeah.
What time is it?
7:33.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, we're going to finish this.
We're going to finish this probe droid. I know
It's
it
this-
has
this
more
is
legs
like-
than that.
Yeah, I'm still building legs. Let me build some legs.
Do they move? They do move.
Don't even let me answer. You just start with the grabby hands. Yeah, they move now.
I had to make sure. Jeffrey Grummer, thank you for the very generous super chat. Hey y'all, just got back into LEGO after watching the streams for about a year. Thanks to your advice, got the helmet series and have built R2 and the A-Wing. Are there any retired sets that are worth finding and building?
Ooh,
That's awesome.
Retired.
That's awesome that you got back into it and that we've inspired you to build some of the newer sets. Hopefully we're not causing you any trouble with finding places for them after they're built, because that's what we deal with. But okay, so retired sets.
I mean, like the ones that...
Bright Tree Village?
I don't even know if that is a set.
Is it not?
It probably is. Like,
Did you have like some kind of set that looked like it?
I don't think so. I don't know. Like all the ones that I can think of that I grew up, you know, in 1999 when they started making Star Wars Legos, like those were my first ones. But they've updated all of them. Like you don't get the old X-Wing, get the new X-Wing.
Yeah.
Don't get the old Snowspeeder, get the new one. I don't know.
Out of all the Legos, in that
retired
tub,
ones. Retired
Oh.
ones. That's what they're asking
Well-
about.
what's the difference between retired and not sold anymore?
There is not one. That's
Okay, well, most of that old stuff that you have isn't sold anymore, right?
yeah, but I'm saying that a lot of that stuff it has been updated. So I
Oh.
wouldn't be like, don't get that X-Wing.
Okay.
Where's my there's an X-Wing up there hidden somewhere. Get the new X-Wing that comes with Biggs Darklight.
Oh man.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I had any like crazy play sets growing up.
Oh, the Ghost and Phantom sets are my Lego grails at the moment, so sad I missed out on those.
So I would have to just go back because, you know, like I hadn't really built a whole lot of Lego until this past year and a half. So I need to just go back and look at what I would want. Mm-hmm. So that would be the problem, because if you want retired Lego sets and then we're competing over trying to find them.
So what you're saying is don't buy them.
Let
'Cause I
me
want
get
them?
them. No, I don't know.
Oh, Jane says the newest X-Wing doesn't come with Biggs anymore.
Boo.
Boo.
All right, don't get...
And
is the other one retired? Get that one.
Joe Malarkey says there is an Ewok Village set from 2013.
All right, that does sound fun.
That would be my choice.
Okay. I like that.
Lightspeed Bear, thanks for the super chat. Can we take a moment to share some fresh love for the Ghost crew? That show nailed the characters. Fingers crossed they appear in live action soon.
Totally agree. There was that rumor a while back that Hera was going to come to Rangers of the New Republic. I hope that's true.
I do too.
If that show is still happening.
I also wouldn't be opposed to her showing up in Andor, even if it's not till the second season, if there is one. But yeah. So whenever we finish our Clone Wars rewatch, we're gonna move to Rebels, and I'm really looking forward to doing a rewatch of Rebels, because I feel like when we started it was so early on for the channel when we started it. Like, I don't even know that I've seen every single episode.
I mean, I didn't start doing reviews for it until near the end of season 2.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is cool. Go on, sorry.
Tell us what's cool.
It's like a little piston. Like a little hydraulic thing.
On one of its legs?
Uh-huh.
Ooh. So it moves?
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't touch it, though.
What? Aw.
It moves for me.
Okay. What are the chances, or I guess, how much of how many Rebels characters do you think we'll see in live action as far as the Ahsoka show goes?
Ahsoka, Sabine, Hera, Rex, Ezra. I'll go 5. I'd love to see... Oh, Chopper. I mean, they already have the droid made, so... 6. I'm not expecting Zeb for some reason.
He's off living his best...
Yeah, he and Callus are off.
He and Callus are living their best gay lives that they could even...
They're honeymooning still.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what I found out last night? So everyone's been throwing me anime recommendations because I asked for them, and so I've been watching Cowboy Bebop. Spike Siegel, the main character, was voiced by Steve Bloom, who voiced Zeb in Star Wars Rebels. I found that out last night, and I was like, oh, cool.
Did you not recognize... Well, I guess his voice would be drastically
No, I
different.
did recognize his voice,
Oh,
but I
okay.
didn't know why. Because, I mean, Steve Bloom voices a ton of people. Mm-hmm. But I was like, where do I know this voice from? And I looked it up, and I was like, oh my god. I was shocked.
Shocked, I tell you. Yeah, I am not currently watching Cowboy Bebop, but I might...
You've been watching it while I've been watching it.
Have I?
I mean, okay.
I've been on my phone or asleep.
Fine.
But I might watch Full Metal Alchemist and Death Note if you decide to give those a try.
Well, I want to get into, like, Kill la Kill. I want to watch some stuff by the studios.
Oh, yeah.
And Kill la Kill was by Trigger? Or Project IG? No, Project IG did Ghost in the Shell. I don't know. I'll have to look the list back up. I've started a list from everything that people have recommended to us.
Nice. Steve Bloom
But-
also voices Amon in Korra.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
I think I did know that at one point.
See,
Season 1 of Korra is still the best one.
We learn so many things on these streams.
Cowboy Bebop is getting better. Like,
Do you know what's going on in the story now?
yes.
Okay.
It's odd just that they don't give you any backstory up front. They just throw you into the story, and you're like, here are these characters. Follow them.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay. And then in episode 5, they start to be like, now here's who these characters are and like where they come from and why you should start caring about them. I'm like, all right. It's an interesting structure, but
Yeah.
that 5th episode did make me go like, okay, I'm in.
I prefer my anime with some kind of... Well, is there any magic in it yet?
No.
I prefer my anime with some kind of magic in it. Or, like, fantasy element.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Yeah. Darth Gutierrez, thank you for your super chat. My homies, hi. In Clone Wars, who was the female pilot ready to pick up Maul at the top of the steel beams? It was when fighting Ahsoka in Mandalore. Oof.
I don't think they have a name. I think they were just a Mandalorian pilot. It was just an avenue for escape that the story needed. Mm-hmm. I don't think that person has a name.
Well, if they do, I'm sure chat will let us know. Someone said Bleach is a great fantasy anime. I've heard about
of Bleach
before. I don't know anything about it.
All right, one more leg, I think, and then we're doing the head.
Caleb Diaz, thanks for the super chat. Hey guys, I think Acolyte was thought of when designing the High Republic and how much... Wait. No, there's no I there. Think Acolyte was thought of when designing the High Republic, and how much will the books and comics tie in with the large time gap?
No, I don't think... I mean, Cavan Scott straight up said that the High Republic is not meant to be any kind of conclusion for the story that they are writing. So the Acolyte is a High Republic story in the same way that Dooku Jedi Lost is. They take place right at the end of that era, but they weren't written to be part of that era, if that makes sense. Like, they just weren't written to be part of those books that are coming out now. But I think they're based off of Leslie Headland's comments. I do think they're going to deal with some very similar stuff. Mm-hmm. Her comment about how, like, you watch The Phantom Menace and you're like, why are the Jedi like this? Like, what happened to them? So I think we're seeing that in the High Republic. I think she's also going to explore that further. So they'll deal with similar things, but I'm not even really expecting the aesthetic to be the same. It would be awesome if it is. Like, I would love it if Leslie Headland, like, looked at all the High Republic stuff and was like, yeah, I want my Jedi to look like that. But based off of what we read in Dooku Jedi Lost, I think by that time they're already more of the, like, dogmatic Jedi that we see in the Clone Wars.
I agree with everything you said.
Okay.
I am very excited for the Acolyte.
Me too. The more I hear her talk about it, the more excited I get.
Yeah, it takes place at the end of the High Republic, so I just feel like all the High Republic stuff was being put together a while ago. It's technically in that era, and they're throwing around that term. Like, the only reason I think they mentioned that term in that Investor Day thing was to get the High Republic name out there and be like, remember, we got all those books coming. But no, like, the authors have said that they're not connected. So, well, there's your answer.
Yeah. I think it would be cool if stylistically they do wind up looking similar, but I'm not even convinced that'll happen.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta stir my drink, and I'll do it over here. Matt McDonald, thanks for your super chats. Hello, England just reached a major football/soccer final for the first time in 55 years, which means I'm awake late, which means I'm here for once.
Football
Yay!
is life!
Is it?
That's a Ted Lasso quote.
Yeah. You should say Ted Lasso is life, because we don't watch football
We watch Ted
of any
Lasso.
kind. We watch Ted Lasso. But I have been seeing a lot of people talk about football in countries on Twitter. Just like, yay Italy, or yay England. And I'm like, yay.
I'm excited for my friends who are excited.
Yeah. We don't follow sports, but I'm sure if we lived in Europe and we were in like a big football town, like we might follow it, but
even if we didn't live there, if we were visiting, yeah, I'd follow it.
I mean, yeah, I would love to go to a game. I mean, we have Atlanta United, which I've heard is really cool and fun, but like I don't follow it. I'm sorry. Sports. Rick Villanueva with another super chat. Hey gang, are you reading any non-Star Wars comics? Favorite non-Star Wars comic book?
Not right now. I'm not a big comic person.
Yeah, me neither. But, I mean, that's kind of why we're doing Explain It to Me with all these new Marvel shows, is we're having people on who know more about like the Marvel Comics stuff, but I don't know the last time I read a non-Star Wars comic.
I'll go with Walking Dead. I used to keep up with Walking Dead. I am way behind now. I think I dropped off of the comic about the same time that I dropped off of the show. Around like the Negan era. I think they killed Glenn and I was like, I'm out.
I'll say Buffy, because I tried to give those a shot.
Yeah, I was like, you tried to read those.
What?
You've at least read like Watchmen or some Batman comics.
I like Buffy.
I know you like Buffy, but like, do you like the comics?
They're pretty good.
I got her a Blu-ray of the season 8 comic, like a motion comic, and we didn't watch that. We tried.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, your favorite comic is one that you couldn't even finish.
Do you have a problem with that?
No. I'm just challenging
seems like you do.
I'm just challenging. Okay, well, then we should watch that motion comic.
We should. I did read Watchmen, but I don't know. I liked the movie, I think, better than the comic. And then when the show came out, I think the show is even more interesting, but still very weird. I don't know. It's been a while since I've read any comic, so hard to say.
I'm trying to remember the last comic that wasn't Star Wars that I read, and yeah, sometimes I get this notion in my head that I'm going to start reading Marvel comics, and then I'm like, that's too much. Which I'm sure is how some people feel about Star Wars sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. It's a lot, and we're pretty busy with all the Star Wars stuff. Miranda here, thanks for the super chat. Happy Wednesday. Just saw one of the Bad Batch episode titles mentions. Should I say the? Is it a spoiler?
Just say mentions a planet, and do you think we'll see some characters affiliated with that planet appear? It wouldn't surprise me. I'm trying to be very delicate about this, especially with the first one you mentioned. All three I think are possible. The first one you mentioned makes the most sense for the story, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't want to read it out loud because it might...
Some people don't want to know, like, episode titles and stuff.
We don't even look at the episode titles.
I mean, I've seen that, so, like,
Oh.
I do know...
hadn't.
I do know what they're talking about, but in case anyone in the chat doesn't want to know that stuff, then I'll just keep it vague. I'm not... I kind of do. I think we'll see the first person that was mentioned there, but I think that's it. I'll be delighted if the others show up.
That sounds good.
All right, last bag. We're building the head.
Nice. Oh boy. How long do you think that'll take you? 'Cause we've got to make dinner before.
I'll try to move fast.
You got me all hyped up for finishing this, and then I was like, uh-huh.
There was a lot of detail in the arms. I think this will be a little bit faster, but oh, that's a lot of small pieces. I'll go as fast as I can so we can go cook dinner.
Babbles the Clown, thanks for your generous super chat. Hi, Molex. I love that you built a brickhead tonight. I'm filming and building my very first tonight. I also picked up the Pride set and the typewriter because it looks so rad.
That typewriter does look
Molly,
sick.
did you nab one? I want to get the typewriter. I will say that. And the Pride set, if it's still available. But yeah, that typewriter is dope. And yes, I do want to get that one.
Which brickhead did you pick up?
Oh yeah, let us know which brickhead you're building. They may have already gone off to build it, but I just saw a fruit fly past me, and now I'm like, oh my god, they're upstairs. They're spreading. Alejandro Barrera, thanks for the super chat. Hey guys, I want to know which you guys think looks better, Phase 1 or Phase 2 clone armor / helmets?
I like Phase 2. I like the less angular face mask. So the first phase is very like sharp and pointy, and
Yeah, I think I like Phase 2 also. It's a bit of more of a sleek design.
yeah.
They said they bought the birthday clown brickhead, which I took as a sign from the universe that I should be building Lego. Oh.
I have. It's funny that like my first instinct is to think it's a Star Wars set, and I'm like, the what now? Oh yeah, there are other Lego sets that aren't Star Wars. So.
Yeah.
We just get so wrapped up in these Star Wars sets.
They are a lot. Well, I'm all caught up on super chats, so I will see what the chat has to say.
I'm gonna build this as fast as I can so we can get cooking.
I will say, wait, what are we making tonight?
I don't remember. Chicken?
Oh, it's-
No, it's not chicken.
Yeah, it's chicken.
It is?
It's the 15-minute one, and I think it's like some kind of chicken, cilantro lime chicken risotto.
Okay. That sounds good.
We're still on that home chef kick of the delivery meals, and to be honest, it's very rare that they disappoint. I think we've done 1 or 2 that just have not been very good, but other than that, we've been doing it for like
A couple months now.
2 months, maybe more. And yeah, yesterday's was really good. Haven't really had an experience where what we got in the boxes was like stale or messed up or anything. I know someone was telling us that their Blue Apron did that at some point. I don't know. This is boring.
Molly's weekly plug for Home Chef that's not an ad.
It's not a weekly plug. We're not sponsored. Sometimes people like to know what we're cooking for dinner. And we got a super chat while I was blabbing on about Home Chef. From Steven Smith, thank you for your super chat. No spoilers, but were you just as confused as I was at the end of Rising Storm? What is going on?
I won't say confused as much as just furious, but in a good way. Like in that I just read a really good story, but I'm also furious kind of way. But yeah, there's definitely a level of like mystery and cliffhanger stuff that like I don't know what's going on yet. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, like I said, I'm about halfway through. I do know at least one pretty big spoiler, just because I was like, yeah, go ahead and tell me, because he finished the book a long time ago.
I had to yell at somebody about it.
Yeah. So
and you were there.
There's a couple of things that I already know, but for the most part, I'm in the dark. What is this little piece? Is that just like
a little bit of flare on the hair, so it doesn't look completely smooth and uniform?
Is it like a cowlick?
Yeah, kinda.
I love the Brickhead eyes. They remind me of like little anime eyes. But yeah. Got another super chat, but real quick I'm gonna read this. Who is the mother of Admiral Akbar's son? Is it Senator Mina Tills from the Clone Wars?
I don't think so. But I don't think we know, yeah.
But yeah, that is an interesting question. Also, someone a while back asked if you knew who killed Han in Legends.
I don't remember him dying.
Did he not die in Legends?
I mean, it was Lucasfilm had a mandate of like, here is a list of characters you are not allowed to kill in books. And Han Solo was definitely on that list. But the last few Legends stories like took place way down the line, so it was like maybe it had a mention, but no, I don't know. I was under the impression that he lived forever.
John Booth says he never died in Legends.
That's what I thought.
Maybe they were just messing with me. Okay, so Jane Dalton sent in a very generous super chat. Thank you, Jane. Do y'all think kyber crystals bond with their wielder and can influence the user? Could they have any form of consciousness in the Force, or could Jedi who keep consciousness after death influence Jedi who use their crystal? Oh boy. I don't know that the crystals themselves have consciousness. I just think that
I think they might, just like a small amount. They're called living crystals.
I mean, if you can have geode, you can have.
They are called living crystals. So I think that they probably, they have a connection to the Force. Whether or not they have a will and a conscious being, that's different. But I do think that they bond to their wielder, but not in such a way that it's like no one can ever use that crystal again. Like, I think it could bond to a new user. The same way like the Skywalker saber called to Rey. Like maybe that did have some sort of will outside of just the cosmic force.
Yeah, you could have the Skywalker legacy crystal calling to the person that they know that they knew through the Force would eventually cleanse the timeline of the
Is Rey part of the TVA?
Yeah, cleanse the timeline of the Palpatine name and take up the Skywalker name. I don't know.
Maybe. I
I do think they bond with their wielder.
I
don't know
see.
I don't know that they can influence the user.
I could see. Oh wait, no, thought I dropped that. We've seen Sith lightsabers influence Luke in the 3rd Star Wars annual in a comic issue. So
okay, so it like a blood crystal or
yes, a red crystal kind of corrupted Luke. So yeah, I could see that being possible. Seems like a Sith thing more than a Jedi thing, but
she said, I really like the idea of Qui-Gon's crystal being there for Anakin's end in Luke's blade, if that is his crystal.
I really like that idea too. I've seen that thrown around a lot, and we still don't know where Luke got that green crystal. Charles Soule seemed to hint that we would not learn in his comic, because it was like we see Luke building that. Well, that's more what he said. We wouldn't see Luke build the lightsaber because we see that happen, even if it's a deleted scene. It was something that George Lucas had his hand in, so maybe we will. I would love it if we learned that that's Qui-Gon's crystal.
That would be really cool. I do like that as a little connection. Could they have any form of consciousness in the Force? I'm just making sure we answer all these. Could they have any form of consciousness in the Force? Or could Jedi who keep consciousness after death influence Jedi? So, like, I guess, yeah.
Could Qui-Gon...
Force ghosts. Could they have any influence through their crystal? Maybe.
I guess it's possible because we saw that Sith lightsabers could kind of do that, but... I'm not sure.
All good questions.
As usual from Jane.
Alejandro Barrera, thanks for 2 super chats. They sent in a super chat to correct spelling. You didn't have to do that. But thank you. Any updates on possible you guys are planning to watch before... Any updates on possible anime you guys are planning to watch before Visions comes out? I still recommend Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Evangelion I've heard of.
Any updates? So, yeah, he's watching Cowboy Bebop right now. We'll probably look into the studios that are working on Visions and seeing what they've done.
Yeah, I want to get kind of a sense of their style.
Yeah. I know they mentioned a ton of creators in that Vision sneak peek with each of the studios, so it's going to take some time to do the research and look through all of their work. But I don't know that we would check out something like Bleach, because someone earlier said it was like really, really long. Oops.
Yeah.
We don't really have the time to dedicate to something super long and involved, but...
Like, I did like that Cowboy Bebop was only 26 episodes, and it's done. I was like, all right.
Oh. So yeah, here I am thinking... I just assume every anime is like 7 seasons.
Nope.
And a movie.
There are Cowboy Bebop movies, but... Also, they're doing a live-action show that comes out later this year. I found that out last night, and I was like, oh, well, that's good timing.
Bleach is 300 plus episodes.
Good lord.
Yeah, we're probably not going to watch that one.
That's not before Visions, anyway. I'll probably try to watch Ghost in the Shell. That's a movie.
If you want a cute little Studio Trigger show, Space Patrol Lulico is very short series, runs 13 episodes, and is 8 minutes each. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Talking my language. I love short stuff. I like that. Babbles the Clown says they were going to recommend Cowboy Bebop, so we're already watching that one.
I do think that was the most recommended series to us. And I've just seen people say that it's a great introduction to anime. So it's not done by any of the studios, but yeah, I'm into it.
And the Full Metal Alchemist is one that I wouldn't mind giving it a try, but I also don't know how long it is.
After Visions and after Bebop, then maybe we'll just maybe we'll be addicted.
Maybe. Got another super chat from Alejandro Barrera. Thank you so much. Says, yes, Alex is watching Cowboy Bebop. How far are you? And what do you think so far? I'm so happy you are watching. Does it give off the Mando vibe, you think?
A little bit, yeah.
Is it kind of Western?
Yes. Wow, you really have been on your phone.
I saw that casino bit, and that is it.
The casino bit.
Where they were in a casino.
That was like episode 3.
Yeah.
I'm on episode
I
7.
Immediately fell asleep last night when you put it on.
I'm on episode 8. I watched 6 and 7 last night. But yeah, it does have kind of a Mando vibe. I mean, it's about bounty hunters, and it's about like they can just never catch a break. Kind of a building cast of characters. So yeah, I can definitely see the Mando vibe there. Also, there's that little dog. It's kind of like their Grogu.
This little dog?
I've like pointed and gone like, little dog, and you went, uh-huh.
What kind of dog is it? Is it a corgi?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yes, I remember that one.
I thought Molly was kind of watching Cowboy Bebop.
I mean, I assumed from your first reaction of it that you wouldn't want to keep going watching it, but...
It was I mean, we talked about this earlier. It was an interesting start, but I've gotten over that hump, and now I'm in.
The corgi is Einstein. Okay.
They just call him Ein.
I think what it is I still haven't watched the Sailor Moon movies, and I feel like I'm cheating on Sailor Moon with other anime if I watch it before that. But I need to make time to watch those movies.
Yeah, we each have like our anime that we grew up with, which like Dragon Ball Z to me doesn't feel like as intense for anime, if that makes sense. Like
Sailor Moon's pretty I would say it's a pretty important anime for a lot of people, and like just how popular it got, it opened up a lot of people to anime in general. But
I'm more just saying, like, I'm trying to not give myself any anime cred just because I watched Dragon Ball Z with every other middle schooler in the world.
Right, me neither. I mean, I was introduced to Sailor Moon through Toonami. Same with Dragon Ball Z, I assume. That was on Toonami.
Yeah. And Cowboy Bebop was too, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right, it was. I feel like that one was on, like, after everything else.
I did watch Gundam Wing. I liked Gundam Wing because that was on around the same time.
I watched little bits and pieces of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon.
I've never seen any of that.
They must have just been on right before or after something else that I was planning on watching. But yeah, I found myself sometimes watching those episodes. I just really liked the Digimon Digimon, Digital Monsters. Like, their theme song slaps. So. And, oh, what's that anime that I watched in Boston with Casey and Elise?
Magic Girls?
Yeah, it's Magic Girls something or other.
That's the title.
It's not the title.
Magic Girls something or other.
Magic Girl... I can't remember. It has a much longer title than that, but that show is insane. Like, I would say if you liked Sailor Moon, you would probably like that show, but it got pretty nuts. And it was kind of like all over the place with like, so there's this movie and this movie and this movie and maybe a fourth movie, I don't know. Yes, Madoka Magica, or Magic Girl Madoka. Yeah. I feel like every time I look it up, it has a different name, and that's on me for being ignorant and not knowing the name of the show and not looking into it further. But we watched like all of the TV series that there were on Netflix when I was visiting a friend in Boston, and at first I was like, what the heck am I watching?
Heck.
What the heck? What the heck am I watching? But it was really good.
Oh god, stickers. Hold on, I gotta get these pieces on and then sticker time.
Ooh. Just make sure to watch the Ghibli films. Yeah. You still need to watch Princess Mononoke. Yeah. That was the first, like, big anime movie I think I saw. Especially, like, from the Ghibli Films studio, was Princess Mononoke. And I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen most of them, I think. You know when Alex is like really concentrating on building quickly when he's just silent.
I'm just trying to give you plenty of time to eat before your show.
Sorry, choking. I did want to briefly talk about Explain It to Me tomorrow.
All right, well, I'm going to do these stickers.
What? Do you want to talk about Explain It to Me?
What did you want to talk? I don't know what you want to talk about.
Who's going to be on it?
Whimsy Designs?
Yes, Alyssa.
Yeah, Alyssa Bradley.
What do I do with these stickers?
Put that there.
Uh-huh.
And put that there.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah, Alyssa Bradley is going to be joining us. They're a designer and big old Loki fan. And so they're going to explain Loki to us because things are crazy.
They were part of the Looking for Leia group. But she also has like a really great Instagram. She does really cool makeup looks and cosplays. Well, I don't know what you call them when they're not full-on cosplays. They're like outfits inspired by...
Looks?
Is that crossplay?
No.
Ooh, I don't know.
Wouldn't it just be like a look? Or an entire mood, maybe?
a whole ass mood? A whole ass vibe, yeah. I did it right.
You really did. I'm impressed.
I was listening. Look at that. Perfection. Yeah, in our normal time, 6 p.m. Eastern. This'll be a fun episode to talk about, I think. And
Oh yeah, it was wild. Like even I saw Easter eggs.
Yeah. We did. This is the only episode so far that we've like paused several times to go back and look at something, but despite what I said on Twitter, this was a good episode. I enjoyed...
Oh, did you put your hot takes on Twitter? My goodness.
I sure did.
Brave.
But it wasn't a hot take because I don't really have I have mild takes. My takes are very mild. I just said that Loki is not quite doing it for me so far. Like, I feel like I'm forcing myself to enjoy the story. I'm having a good time just watching it and talking about it. But
I think it's good. I really like the whole idea.
I'm not connecting to the story as much as I was with the previous Marvel shows.
I like the idea of Loki becoming better by learning to love himself. Like, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like we're not getting enough time with the characters of this show. Even though I know the show is all about Loki, I still feel I have a hard time caring about... So, like, for today's episode, for example, I won't say any spoilers, but by the end of it, I was like, okay, well, a lot happened, but I don't feel any different from the last episode. I don't feel any more or less invested in these characters. And I mentioned this to someone else, but the whole show so far for me has felt like trapdoor after trapdoor after trapdoor, kind of just like, oh, and now this happens, and now this happens. It's like...
I'm digging it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it every week. There are a bunch of extra pieces in this, but I think that's actually okay. I don't think I was supposed to use them, which is weird.
Well, it looks great. Looks like a probe droid.
Yeah, it does.
Is that what they sound like? No? Do your impression. What are you saying?
I don't know. I'm just making noises.
Okay.
That's what they sound like.
It sounded like you said "hail to the system."
That's kind of, yeah. That's kind of what they say.
All right. That sounded...
Let us know in chat who did the better.
All right. Yours was obviously better. But, I think you did a great job. And I think that's going to do it for us for this week,
Yeah, let's
guys.
go cook real quick.
If you want to give a shout out to our patron who...
Jake Pickering, thanks for sponsoring today's stream. And a final shout out to Scout the Trooper, who sent us the real star of the show. We'll close things out by putting him in his new rightful spot in the shrine.
You need to dust that. That's dusty. It's a dusty shrine. All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thank you to everyone who sent in super chats. And thank you to our patrons who are sponsoring this live stream. And we will see you all next week. Bye.